Welcome to the new weekly video podcast for the PBS series E Squared. This exclusive online program will take you beyond the episode you just watched and deeper into the world of sustainability.
In 2006 was indeed a big year, but I really think it started in 2003 when Arnold Schwarzenegger decided to become a candidate for governor and got elected in the recall. And when he announced his candidacy, within about 48 hours, he and I sat down and started drafting his environmental action plan. It was about 8 pages long. I mean, it wasn't the usual political platform 3 sentences long. It was very meaty, very detailed about all the things we wanted to do in the environment. And in that 3 years, it's amazing how much has occurred. We passed a law that created the Sierra Nevada Conservancy, a 25 million acre conservancy. We created the Hydrogen Highway. We did the Million Solar Roof Plan, which is $3.2 billion invested in solar. We did the Ocean Protection Act, which put millions of dollars and a lot of good policy in place to create a network of ocean parks. We even passed a law that the governor came up with to allow people who drive hybrids to use our carpool lanes, even if they're driving by themselves, as a way of incentivizing more hybrids, and that seems to have worked here in California. And then, of course, the most recent and probably the biggest well-known around the world is our climate plan. And in 2005, the governor announced our targets for reducing greenhouse gases, which now are the law, thanks to AB 32 that was passed in 2006. You know, I think the world has been hungry for some kind of response to the global climate threat from the United States. And so with a state, especially the size of California, showing some leadership, I think they're flocking to say, okay, great, how can we help you and reinforce this behavior so that other states and even the federal government take similar action? China is adding about 1,000 megawatts of coal-fired power plants a week, and to put that in perspective, that means every year they're essentially recreating the entire electricity grid of the state of California every single year, and they're doing it mostly with coal. And it's mostly pulverized coal, some of the dirtiest. But I believe we bear a tremendous responsibility for that. You know, we often say that the United States is 5% of the world's population, and we emit 25% of the world's greenhouse gases. I believe it's almost 50%. Because why is China building those power plants? It's to power factories that are making Nike shoes and plastic flamingos to sell to Walmart, to sell to us. And by the way, we're also exporting our lifestyle to them. If you take a look now, General Motors and many of our other car companies around the world are selling SUVs to the growing middle class that's being created by this economic boom. And sprawl is now starting to happen in China, where people are living far from the places where they work because they want to get outside of the polluted cities. So the Chinese government, when Governor Schwarzenegger was visiting in late 2005, the #1 thing they wanted to talk about was how to reduce this pollution. Studies show that it's like smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day just to live in Beijing. So these countries are aware of it, but I believe we're at least the proximate cause. And our hands are certainly not clean. It's absolutely insane in the richest country in the history of the world to continue to do something that we know is harming our environment and our economy and destroying the rest of the world. So we can't point a finger. We've got to instead, I think, to lead by example, which we've always done, and then help provide the technology and create a market for the technology that will reduce these emissions. It then sends the signal to the marketplace to do something better. And that's absolutely essential if we live in a world economy.
For more information about E Squared, visit our website at pbs.org.
Thank you for watching. I'm Carl Bass. We're proud to sponsor this weekly podcast for this E Squared Energy series.